Hello, my name is Victor Nagy. I'm one of the product managers here at GitLab, and in this short demo I would like to show you how you can use GitLab to connect to your clusters from your local terminal. This is a feature we are releasing in the current 16.4 release, and in order to set it up today you have to run a set of kubectl commands to configure access in your local Kubernetes configuration file. We want to simplify this setup in a later release by extending the GitLab CLI to make it a more streamlined process. Today you have to run 3 commands. I already run these. First, you have to define where your GitLab server, actually the Kubernetes access server attached to your GitLab instance, can be found. Then you have to provide the credentials. The credentials are a combination of the numerical ID of the agent. You can see it in the agent list view, and a personal access token with the Kubernetes proxy scope. This scope was introduced in the current GitLab release. And finally, you have to combine the two into context and use that context. I already did this setup in here. As you can see, this is the Kubernetes configuration of this specific configuration file, where I have the cluster setup, the context setup, and the user setup. The token is obviously redacted for security reasons. Now I can run a command to, for example, list all the pods across all the namespaces, and it works through GitLab. Now this request required some time because I'm in Europe. GitLab.com is in the US while my cluster is again in Europe, so there was quite a lot of traffic going on across the world, but the whole idea is that I could access GitLab with my user identity. As this is a regular Kubernetes access, I could use any tool that I prefer to use, like in this case Kine-S, on my local laptop to access my cluster and troubleshoot issues or just see how things are going. To use this setup, you can use regular Kubernetes airbag to define the authorizations a user has in the cluster. If you are a GitLab Premium or Ultimate user, then we impersonate the GitLab user behind the personal access token in the cluster, and you can simply target your airbag rights for that user. If you are a GitLab free user, then you are restricted to use the service account the agent kpod is running with, and you have to set up the airbag with that service account.